Hi everyone, this is Shivani and welcome to my channel S.forShivani, a one-stop destination for all your MBA needs. I am very excited to bring you another video on the latest group discussion topics. Thanks a lot for an amazing response to my previous videos, which you can find by clicking on the eye pop-up at the top of the screen. Do like the video and subscribe to my channel because these videos take a lot of research and accuracy to make. Starting with the first topic, the very exciting 10-minute delivery space. Is it a fad or is it the next big thing? Now here you can take two sides of discussion and both are even fine. You can either say that this is the need of the hour, it's very useful, it provides great utility, or you can say or you can question, is it even needed? Now, whoever wants to start can set the tone by highlighting how quick commerce is in vogue, how it's a growing industry, and it has been popularized by Zepto with its cafe format, wherein you could order the fast consumable items like sandwiches and pastries and cookies within like 10 to 15 minutes. So Zepto started with the concept and it was followed by Blinkit, Big Basket, the thing is called BB Now, Swiggy's quick commerce is called Instamart, Ola's is called Ola Dash, and Zomato. So now is the time for you to convey your knowledge by quoting some data points. So I have gathered some data points for you which you can talk about in the GD. You can say, as per Redseer, addressable market for quick commerce is around $45 billion, and a main driving force, the customer segment that is driving this is mid to high income households because they want convenience and they're willing to pay a premium for such kind of services. Now I'm going to tell you one of the survey results which said that there's an organization called Local Circles which did a survey of 30,000 participants across 272 districts and which said that 1 in 4 households that buy groceries are now using quick commerce and 71% of them are using to purchase last minute essentials or the indulgence items. So you can quote this research. Now, those in favor of this thing can talk about convenience, how it saves time. You can also highlight your personal interactions with this service during COVID times, like how everybody was stuck in their houses and the only source to get groceries was quick commerce. The companies that are using quick commerce also offer attractive discounts, so customers are able to get better prices in the form of cashbacks and gift vouchers. The cons of this particular topic is, first of all, the kind of risk the delivery agents are put to, because if let's say you have to deliver in 10 minutes, then they have to drive that fast, which makes them violate traffic rules, which makes them drive at high speed, making them prone to accidents. Also, there is always this mental pressure of the clock ticking. There were few companies, you'll have to check if there are still companies who offer incentives for timely delivery or penalties for late delivery. In case some sort of monetary benefit is attached, then that is also detrimental to the health of the delivery agents. I have added a new segment which is called Tips to Stand Out, wherein had I been at your place, I would have talked about these aspects. Number one, use terms like quick commerce and say that this quick commerce is needed but only for essential services like medicines or ambulance. So you are providing an alternate course of action for the same industry by not totally going against the concept. Talk about how this particular commerce has given rise to a new industry altogether. Use the word dark stores if you may. Dark stores are basically stores that are made, that are created to service these delivery agents. They're not open to direct customers to buy. So this is a very hyper local format of delivery, and talk about how this has given rise to employment generation for the people who are in these dark stores, for the delivery agents, and so on. Suggest a good way of work culture by saying that no penalty or incentive should be on time. Appropriate safety measures should be taken if the delivery agents are, working in 10-minute delivery space. Talk about how technological support is provided. For example, Zomato doesn't show the delivery agents the promised time so that they don't have that mental pressure. Read more about such practices. Next topic, abortion ban and its impact. Again, it's a very hot topic these days. Whoever will start can, set the tone by saying that how abortion has been a very sensitive topic because it has moral, religious, and legal aspects attached to it. Mention and definitely mention that in June 2022, the 9 justices of Supreme Court of US passed a law that allows each of the states to now come up with their own laws making abortion either legal or illegal. You should also know the names of few countries where abortion is illegal. So there are nearly 20 countries in the world, including Egypt, Senegal, Gabon, Madagascar, El Salvador. Now, if you do research on the topic, then find out data points like in 1998, El Salvador adopted a legislation that gives penalty of 8 years in prison for the termination of pregnancy. And the trials that happen are tagged as aggravated homicides, which is such a horrible thing. Okay, then you can also talk about in Brazil, abortion is only allowed in cases of rape or wherever there is risk to the mother, again, which is inhibiting human rights. Now, you can, there shouldn't be anyone who goes in complete support of the ban. So stay neutral or stay against it is my advice. You can highlight how this practice is giving rise to plethora of bad things. For example, if the person cannot end the pregnancy legally, then it is giving rise to unsafe ways of ending pregnancies. If they cannot go to clinics, then there will be a black market of abortion drugs which can have a lot of harmful side effects. How it can give rise to teen suicides, how it's a violation of human rights, and the kind of pressure these women are going to feel mentally, physically, and on the reproductive health. Talk about these aspects. My tips to stand out in this topic is do not go in favor of the ban just because everybody is against. It doesn't have to be like that. Be empathetic. Let's say if you're handling any objection presented to whatever you have said, be empathetic because it's a sensitive issue. And know the use cases and names of these countries and their practices well. Third topic of discussion is NPAs, a growing menace. Now, first of all, if you do not know what is an NPA, then wait for somebody else to start up. Whoever is starting can set the tone by defining what is NPA. So you can say that as per RBI, if for a period of more than 90 days, the interest or the principal amount is overdue, it is not paid, then that loan account can be termed as a non-performing asset. Convey your knowledge by mentioning that NPAs reached rupees 10.25 trillion as of March 2018, which is equal to around 12% of the total loan in India. Give examples of Vijay Mallya, Mehul Choksi, Nirav Modi, Chanda Kochar. There are so many who are the willful defaulters. Now, then you can take the topic ahead by talking about the reasons for the high NPA. You can mention that how during the early 2000s, the banks were lending loans in a large amount to the companies because they were in the expanding phase. And then when the financial crisis of 2009 happened, it was then they realized that there is a lot of bad loan which they have given and it is impossible to recover it. Talk about how political influence is used to get loans for the corporates and even for businessmen. Mention the willful defaulters, as I said. Mention how banks do not have any scientific way of doing research on the P&L of a company before deciding to give them the loan. Plus, there is also no tracking of the utilization, like where that money is going, where that money is being spent. So we need stricter laws to recover the NPAs. Now you can start closing the discussion by highlighting the actions you can take to recover the NPA. So remember this term, Project Sashakt, which gave rise to the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Uh, Basically, in a nutshell, this using this code, the banks are either reviving the companies or liquidating them, and thus they are able to get the money they had lent. Talk about how there should be credit appraisal and monitoring accountability by analyzing the P&L of the companies, setting up oversight committee to monitor large accounts. So you can use the very MBA term called key account management. If let's say there are for every bank there are 4 5 big corporates which the bank has lent money, then all those should be monitored by an oversight committee. Prevent fleeing. So a lot of these defaulters have escaped India. So you can quote that in the ICICI Videocon scam case, a no exit notice was immediately sent to all international airports to stop Chanda Kochar from fleeing. So which is another initiative to ensure that the defaulters stay within country and they are able to pay back. Then let me tell you about a recent news which I read on recovery, which said that Supreme Court was informed by the centre that around rupees 18,000 crores have been returned to the banks in case of the business tycoons Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, and Mehul Choksi. So this is a nice fact which you can quote. And the tips to stand out are this is a purely finance and economics topic, so you cannot give general statements without stating the facts or without knowing the reasons. You cannot beat around the bush basically. Use pastel approach. So a lot of angles actually fit in here: political, economic, social, legal aspects. So you can try and cover the topic from all these ends. State the fact with sources, and whenever in doubt, you can say as per RBI for this particular topic. The last topic for this video is, should companies go back to return to work? Again, a very hot topic these days. You can take either side in this case. You can either be pro to work, working from office, or pro to working from home, and either side is fine. You can set the tone how COVID forced everybody to stay indoors and work from homes, how it changed the working style of people, and now with double vaccination, lower risk of COVID cases, and unlocking happening, people are now being asked to come to office. Now, those who are in favor of this topic can mention that, when you're working from home, there is no monitoring facility as to if the employee is actually working or not. uh, the work quality becomes suboptimal, and there were complaints that a lot of people also started freelancing and they were doing a side business as well, which is a question on their integrity. A lot of people also complained that since they're working from home, the company assumes that they're available for the work any hour of the day, and they were getting excessive work. You can also highlight that there is a segment which is, let's say, in their 40s or 50s, which find it hard to adopt the digital ways of working. They might not know how to, do a Teams call or how to use Excel, and then they are being asked to work digitally. So it is not fair for them to, learn everything within a matter of few days and go completely digital. And for all of these reasons, the office should be opened. Now, those who are against working from office can say that there are companies which are going full work from home. They have permanent work from home, such as Misho and Swiggy, and you can find it other examples as well. You can say that the COVID cases have reduced, but they have not completely disappeared, and hence, if people are coming back to office, there is still some kind of risk involved because social distancing will not be possible. Talk about the work-life balance which people were able to maintain when they were at home. You can highlight, you'll get a bonus point if you highlight how women favored working from home because they were able to manage their work as well as their kids and family side by side. So it's a very beautiful and empathetic attitude and angle to speak about in GB. Then there are people who do not stay in the place where they have the offices. So again, they'll have to come back, find a place, and you can highlight, the entire Bangalore condition, that how people are finding it difficult to find affordable homes. The rents have risen, the transport infrastructure is not adequate, and everything is a mess. And I also have a data point for you for this. There was a research conducted by Psyche, which is an organization, which said that 8 in 10 employees prefer working from home rather than working from the office. And 64% of employees said that they are more productive working from home and feel less stressed. So you can highlight this point to support work from home. Now, you can take different approaches for ending the discussion. You could suggest a hybrid model, which is a mix of two. You could talk about certain roles. For example, if you are handling online sales or e-commerce, or you are a software engineer, then these particular roles can go completely digital compared to, let's say, store operations, or compared to, let's say, offline sales, where travel and going to the place of business is actually required. You can also highlight again a very MBA specific angle. Okay, you can highlight the role of HR and HR tech, that how the HR can do the ice breaking, how they can give attractions to the employees to come back to place of work, what are the safety policies that can be formed. The HR can take regular sentiment and emotion survey, asking employees how they are feeling. So all of these are great initiatives which you can highlight. And the tips to stand out are, like I said, you could be neutral also. You could stress on having a hybrid model only. And you can also use, since you are a student yourself, you can also use personal life examples, like what was your reaction when your curriculum, when your exams went completely digital? Did you have problems? Like some people did not even have smartphones to attend the classes. So how this particular segment was dealing with completely going digital. So quote from your personal life as well, and that will give you an edge in the discussion. So thanks guys for watching this video. You can show your appreciation for my efforts by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. All the best for your prep.